Now, DJ, turn it up. Hey, I just want to welcome everyone to the third ever episode of Supper with the Squad, a podcast where once a week we take a member of the community and try to get to know them better with some of the most ridiculous questions possible. I'm your co-host, Rabid, and I'm joined today by my good buddy, the CEO and main host of Supper with the Squad. I'll just say he's the only Georgia peach that I need. My pal and yours, Smitty.
You already messed it up.
Episode 4. Smitty, you got any words? Smitty, do you have any words for that? Nothing?
Yeah, it's episode 4, not episode 3.
Oh, it is episode 4. Dang it! I did mess it up. Well, sorry, episode 4. I messed it up from the beginning. But that's okay.
We're good.
Here we are. We're finding ourselves in episode 4. And see, the thing is, Smitty, I have a little bit of a surprise for you. Can our surprise please join us?
Hello.
And our surprise tonight is nothing other than Alan, Captain Weston, who tonight is my co-host as we interview none other than Smitty himself.
Oh boy.
We weren't expecting that, were we, buddy?
Let me tell you something real quick. While we were waiting on you, Alan goes, man, I wonder who's going to be on the podcast tonight. Where's Rabbit? He was just freaking out, dude. And,
he's losing it, right?
I don't know why.
Yeah.
He's like,
now you know why. Hold on. I'm gonna adjust the ratios a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna adjust it a little bit. Sorry, YouTube, as you see me doing this, but
oh, there it is.
Okay, so I won't have stream up at all, so that will be on you guys to read. I can, but
and I'm off the hook tonight. I'm ready for this.
Smitty's 100% off the hook tonight. This is me and Alan interviewing Smitty. And I already told Alan he doesn't have to do any prep work because it was last minute. We really appreciate Alan for even being here. And now we get to sneak attack Smitty and get to know our boy when he wasn't expecting it. So, Smitty, you know the way that this works. You already are our special guest. Alan has already been a special guest. So, I want to know Smitty through and through, right? Alan, we both want to know Smitty on a level that we haven't gotten to know him before. So, brother, we're going to leave the origin stuff to you. Tell us about where Smitty came from and how we've got to know him.
Okay. So, born and raised North Georgia, about an hour north of Atlanta. Let's see here. Where do I begin? Went to public school all my life.
Okay.
Started off at Robinson Elementary School, and then Dawson County Middle School. I don't care if I Dawson myself. Live in Dawsonville, Georgia. Home of Bill Elliott and Alan's favorite, Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott.
Yeah, buddy.
Big fan of Chase Elliott.
Number 9.
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh.
County High School. Played football. Grew up in the church.
Okay.
Grew up Southern Baptist. Sprinkle in a little bit of Methodist in there for a little bit.
Okay.
And then currently, past probably 6 to 8 years, probably. I've been non-denominational.
Okay. Yeah.
That's where I stand today.
How about like siblings?
Got a older sister and a younger brother.
Parents, you still close with them?
Yeah. So got mom and then my dad. He passed away in 2019.
Okay.
So But apparently got a stepdad. He's pretty awesome. He's from Alabama. So, roll tide, roll.
Hey, there you go. And Smitty, like the size of the town that you're in, is it a pretty big town or like what size was your high school? Do you remember that?
Growing up it was kind of small. It's about probably like a medium-sized town. It's gotten to be a pretty big town now. There was probably a couple hundred in my class.
Okay.
So it wasn't completely.
Yeah. So your graduating class was probably like 200, is what you're saying?
200 to 300. Probably.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah. And then growing up, now you still live at the same house that you grew up in, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
your mom moved. So now, when your dad had passed away, your parents were still married at that point.
mhm, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So my mom moved away. I guess it'll be going on 2 years later this year.
Okay.
She got remarried, and then she moved with my little brother to Alabama, and then I apparently pay all the bills, keep the house up because she didn't want to sell it, and
sure. Yeah.
I just got this big house to myself. So
Yeah.
parties every Saturday night.
Yeah.
Come on through.
100%. Yeah. And it's a single family home, as most of us know. Smitty was kind enough this past weekend. He showed us around the property a little bit. It looks like a nice little home and nice little property. And your family lives pretty close by.
Yeah. So like if you're looking at my house, to my left would be my grandparents' house, and then their business, and then to my right would be my uncle and aunt's house. So
awesome. Do you get to see them very often, even living that close by, or?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I get to see my grandma and grandpa probably almost every day.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, uncle and aunt not so much. Just they're busy.
You're 24, right?
Yeah, I'll be 25 in July.
There you go. How old are your grandparents? Do you know?
Let's see here. My grandpa just turned like 83, 82.
Oh, okay, so they're pretty up there for you being 24. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to be nice, don't say my grandma's age.
I'm sure she looks amazing. So.
Oh yeah, love my grandma. She is the reason why I am a big boy.
The cooking?
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh dude, some of the best cooking you'll have.
Yeah.
Right?
What are we talking about?
So we'll go back a little bit, right? So
yeah. Tell us what was young Sawyer eating at Grandma's house? Sawyer is his real name for everyone in the chat doesn't know.
Yeah. So it's saw ear, like a saw and then ear.
Yeah, sure. Say it the way you want to, but yeah.
Okay,
Sawyer.
My name.
Sawyer. Yeah.
So yeah, I was skinny until I don't know. I was probably in elementary school, probably like second or third grade, I think. So my dad needed a kidney transplant. So he got a kidney transplant from his brother out in Birmingham. So we had to stay with my, I call him my Mimi and my Papa. We had to stay with them a lot, me and my sister. And man, you had a home cooked meal every day, right? You'd have biscuits and gravy, eggs and sausage, right?
Yeah, buddy.
Right? You throw in some donuts probably every other day, right? You go to school, get your meal. Papa would always give me like, I don't know, $2 or $3. Be like, get you something extra.
You got a little extra then, huh? You got a little extra change then, huh?
Right? Yeah. And then you would come home, a big old meal, and then you'd have a fresh, pound cake probably every few days that my grandma would make. or Mimi would make.
Wait, so
and then-
after dinner was dessert like regular?
oh yeah,
Wow.
ice cream and pound cake.
How about you, Alan? Was dessert regular after dinner?
If there was some there, we would eat. We would eat some.
Well, I mean, but
dessert,
I mean, if like
grandmother.
out of the 7 days of the week, how many days was there dessert like after dinner?
Depending on how many out of them 7 days went to my grandmother's, which was probably about 3 or 4 days out of a week.
Okay, so probably about half the week there was dessert after dinner. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, chat. I'm keeping up. Wait, Ray just said 7 for us. Ray, you're saying that every day of the week you guys had dessert?
I mean,
If
it
we
was 7
wanted,
days.
if we wanted
me.
to. Wow, yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, if there wasn't a pound cake, there would be donuts for dessert, or like a fudge bar.
Okay.
Those a lot. And then like every weekend, every Saturday morning, we're at the Waffle House.
Okay. Well, okay, so that makes more sense in chat when you had an affinity for Waffle House.
Yeah. And then when we would even go like most Sundays, probably before church, a Waffle House, or like in the later years, probably we went to Huddle House some. But we just had
Huddle House is Southern. Yeah, I have passed one. I never stopped at one, but yeah.
Yeah, nothing like a Waffle House, but I mean they're still pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stigma around Waffle House. I have been there multiple times and enjoyed it, but it's not like my first stop on the breakfast train. That's for sure. Especially, I live in an area in South Central Pennsylvania where there's so many diners, like local diners. So like for me to think to go to one of those places would be like crazy. How about you, Alan? Have you been to Waffle House?
I've been to Waffle House a couple of times.
What do you think?
I haven't been there recently. It's a decently all right place.
Yeah. Garrett says we call it awful. We call it awful waffle. Yeah. So if I read your name out loud, I'm assuming that you're giving me permission to put this on YouTube, which I know Garrett, I know everyone in here well enough. That I know you guys would be fine with it. So, but yeah, awful waffle's a good one. Jersey is one of the diner capitals. Duh. Right. Yeah. And so Ray knows how it is. So South Central to Southeastern Pennsylvania into Jersey, there are such a plethora of diners. It is absurd. Like you can barely pass a corner and not pass a diner, like a local diner. So like for us to go into a Waffle House or like a what's the pancake one? IHOP. Yeah, it's like it's crazy. Yeah. Ray, I appreciate you. Yeah, and then so to go back a little bit into your high school years, what was the mascot of the local high school?
Tiger.
Okay. Nice.
Dawson Tigers.
Okay, nice. Did you play sports?
Yeah. So I actually I grew up playing soccer till my 5th grade year, and then I started playing basketball my 5th and 6th grade year, and then my 7th grade year, and then started playing football from 5th grade all the way through high school, and then I did wrestle my 8th grade year.
Okay. Nice.
And then I did track my junior year. Yeah.
What did you do in track?
Did the Fat Boy relay.
What you're gonna have to tell me the stuff on that.
So it was kind of like a joke. So all the teams will get like their Fat Boys who did like the shot put and discus. That's what I did. and then they would have like the 4x4 relay, and we would run it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
But your
Not fun.
your main thing in track was shot put.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ray asked, "Were you good at football?" She said you seemed like you would be good.
I mean, I got to play a good bit probably my freshman and sophomore year, and then I was supposed to start my junior year, but then the first week of summer in between my sophomore and junior year, I got sick with Crohn's disease. So I had a stomach disease where your intestines get inflamed. And I was in the hospital like the first week and a half of summer. I lost a lot of weight, a lot of muscle. And then that kind of took me, I didn't really get to start practicing again until probably almost the end of the season.
Okay. Yeah.
So that kind of kicked me out. And then I started the first game of our preseason, and it just didn't go good. I just couldn't play. It was too bad. So I did get to play on like field goal and stuff.
Okay.
But I was in and out my senior year too. So did have a few colleges kind of look at me.
Okay.
And then, it always makes you feel good when your coach said, man, if you didn't get sick, you would have went somewhere big. And I'm like, thanks. Makes me feel great.
Yeah.
You could have been in Georgia.
Oh, no. I wasn't that. No.
Alan, you have any questions based off of what Smitty said so far? I will preface to everyone, I talked to Alan like 2 hours before we started. So, and I even told him, don't prepare anything. This is just going to be a surprise for Smitty. I would just love you to be here to be the co-host. So it's just, if you have anything, that's great. If not, that's fine too.
So, Smitty, I got this question here. With your time in football and being in and out the latter half of your high school football career, stuff like that, did you ever win any like rings, win any championships with the team or anything like that? Like, was your team that good?
So my freshman and sophomore year, we were bad. Then we had a new coach come in my junior year, and we won region. And then I think we got region runner-up. And then I think the furthest we made it was like second round of state. So we had a really tough. We were in 3A. It was really tough. So
yeah.
You
said you live in a town of Chase Elliott, right?
Yep.
When did you first become a Chase Elliott fan? Like, what? How old was Smitty?
That was
Whenever
probably
he said, you know what, I'm gonna jump on with Chase Elliott as my favorite NASCAR driver.
Oh man, probably middle school, I would say. I think I went to a race, like a dirt track race around here that he raced at, and got to meet him, get a signed hat, which he was only just a few years older than me.
Wait, so both you guys are Chase Elliott fans?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta support the local kid, man.
Great. Alan, you got anything else?
No, not really. I don't have any questions right this second.
No, that's fine. Yep. So Smitty, growing up, like what was the family car?
We had a lot of different cars. My dad had a probably early 2000s single cab Tacoma.
Okay.
Me and him went everywhere in that. Had a Jeep Wrangler for a while. Had a Ford Escape, and some other stuff here and there, but nothing like that.
And like, what did your parents do growing up for work?
So my mom's been in the medical field, a nurse, and then so my dad worked at this company all his life. So they made these like little silver balls, right? That went into different cars and tanks, stuff like that. So and I believe he was like some type of manager there at the plant for a long time.
That's interesting. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that later because that's interesting.
Okay.
I mean, that's a lot of the origin kind of stuff outside of like if you're, well, how did you come to know Christ? Like not just your testimony, but like what's the journey to getting to that?
So I got saved. I was around 7, I would say.
Okay.
We had, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like a revival service or like a Sunday night service, and then I felt, something was going on, and then we got home, and I was like crying all the way home, and the church we were.
Wait, how old were you? Do you think?
I was like 7,
Like
around
7.
that
Okay.
age.
Yeah.
And I was like crying all the way home, and then I didn't know what was going on, and then went to my parents' room, and then I realized like, Jesus is knocking at my heart, and went and kneeled down at my mom and dad's bed and started praying, and then I got saved that night. And then got baptized probably a few weeks later.
Let's go. That's awesome.
And then it's been a long walk that I'm still currently on today.
And then I'll ask you the same question I asked Alan weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, you went to youth group at your church?
So I started going to youth group when I was in middle school.
Okay.
We weren't. So my sister was going to this church on Wednesday nights, and we weren't going there as a family. But then we started going there, and then when we started all attending the church, and when we made that our home church, that's when I started attending youth.
Okay.
So,
and then based off of that, like, did you have any like memorable like retreats or anything with your youth group then?
Oh yeah, man. I tell you what. So I don't really like Florida that much, besides like the beach. And we did 2 years back to back at I believe it's called Team Effort Missions, and they have a site in Jacksonville. And man, I got some stories about that. If you want me to go there.
Yeah, do you have any like one that would be like really stood out to you?
Yeah, so there was something funny that happened at the first one. So there was this big lake that was on the property, and they go, there's no alligators. We check every year. I'm like, sure, okay. So they had kayaks and canoes, and we all went out there and we were having races.
Sure.
Right? And I was on there with my brother-in-law now. We were good friends and turned into a brother-in-law,
Yeah.
It was me and him and another one of our buddies. you know, big kids don't balance that well.
Mm.
So finally getting the canoe, we're kind of like shaking and stuff. We're finally good. Well, we start going. Well, some older guys in the youth group. I was in middle school, and some of the older high schoolers, they started getting close to us, and then they would hit our canoes with the paddles and stuff.
Okay.
We start hitting them back. Well, they get closer. Well, on the other side, all of a sudden, there's some more guys coming, and we're sandwiched.
So both high schoolers on either side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to my left and to my right, and I got, I don't want to go in the water, alligators and stuff.
Yeah.
So I start pushing. Right. Well, I tip over one of them, and I tipped over the other. We get back. Well, they start swimming back.
Yo, they weren't ready for it.
No, they weren't ready.
They weren't ready for it, though.
No. And then, they wouldn't go get their canoe that had tipped over.
Yeah.
Right. So I had to jump back in and go get it. Right. Well, at first I tried to get it with my canoe.
Okay.
Well, we failed. We flipped ourselves. And I'm scared as could be.
Yeah.
Muggy water and everything. And alligators, stuff like that. And he could just say I was very scared and let out a couple, high-pitched screams. And I swore I saw an alligator. But,
Alan, you got any questions?
Yeah, I was picked on church camp or mission trip, whatever.
Alan, you got any questions for him?
No.
All right.
No.
Okay, so we basically have Smitty up until like high school years. So then we have to. Okay. Do you remember what? Did you go to college?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Did you take the SATs?
Yeah, I did.
Do you remember what you got?
So I knew I wasn't going to college. I think there was some kind of like book you had to buy to like study and stuff.
There's a study
or something
guide. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have that, and I just said, "Hey, let's just go have a good time."
And
I don't. He was low.
do you remember
He was
how? Do you remember how low it was, or?
I mean, what's the lowest you could get?
I think it's a 0. You have to get your name wrong, I think, though.
What's the highest?
Depends on if you took the old one or the new one. I think the old one was 1,600 and the new one was 2,200. Someone can correct me in
got
chat.
Like a couple hundred, maybe.
Okay. If anyone in chat knows what the new one was, yeah, 1,600 was around. He's 24 though, right? I don't know if 1,600 would have been his age.
What year was it?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know when they changed it. It would have been somewhere around your time. So I'm not. Yeah.
It was low. That's all.
Okay.
Because I knew.
So then, when you got out of college, or I'm sorry, when you got out of high school, like what job did you start working then?
I was working at a local restaurant called the Pool Room. Alan knows about
the what?
Pool Room.
Oh, Pool Room. Okay,
yeah.
That makes way more sense than what I heard. So
yeah, so yeah. I was a cook there.
Okay.
My junior year, end of my junior year, and then all of my senior year.
Like basic bar food, that kind of thing.
Yeah, burgers, chicken
wings.
Steaks.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So you have a little bit. You have a little bit of skill there, then.
Oh no, I got more than a little bit.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah. If you ever want something good, you just come here.
Yeah, 100%. I love it. I love to cook, but I'm 100% love to eat though too. So I'll sit and just watch.
So I was working there, and it's probably like a week into the summer, and then my uncle said, hey, but buddy of mine, um, he's an electrician. He's like, there's a spot you can work with them. So, I was kind of rushed into that, and so I was like, sure, I'll go with it. So I did that for a year and a half or close to two.
Okay.
Worked on a hospital building. I saw that go from start to finish.
Nice.
And then from there, I quit that and got a job here in Dawsonville at a plant that made like the wrapping for different products. So they made the wrapping for like Gatorade, Coke, bunch of different chewing gum.
Okay.
Worked there for probably close to a year. I didn't like it at all just because I had to work second shift. So
Okay.
I was still very involved at the church at the time on Wednesday nights and stuff, so I would miss that. Wasn't a big fan. Let's see here.
Garrett asked, did you quit the electric job or just something else happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I quit that. And then
At some point, COVID's going to pop up here.
Well, yeah, you gotta remember, I'll be 25 basically. So I got a couple of years.
Yeah.
So I quit, or no, I didn't quit that job. I didn't get fired. It was a weird situation. So like my stomach was acting up to the point where it felt more like I was having issues with my heart.
Wow.
But it turns out it was just my stomach. Well, they didn't want me to operate the machine that I was working.
Okay.
With that going on, so they put me on like medical leave, right? And then I got all the tests done, everything, and then they had to let me go because it turns out I wasn't eligible for like the medical like furlough thing.
Got you. Yeah.
Because I wasn't there. I wasn't there long enough.
Yeah. Right.
Well, the HR lady, she messed that all up. Well, she wound up getting fired like a month and a half after.
Man.
And they offered me my job back.
Oh, did they?
But yeah, I didn't take it though. So from there, I guess this puts me to, I guess 2019.
Okay.
I guess we'll say. And I was about to start working for Kubota, the tractor company.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then that's when my dad got sick and when he passed away.
Sorry, brother.
So,
yeah. Can I ask what he passed away from?
Yeah. So he had issues with his kidneys, all of his life. So he had to have the transplant when I was little. And then he had a lot of other issues. He had to have.
Was he on dialysis?
Yeah, he is on that for, I mean, a long time.
Okay.
Like for years, right? So where I'm sitting, like if you look like behind me, there would be boxes stacked up of his dialysis because he did most of it he did at home.
Sure.
So he had other stuff. He had to have heart surgery. He had a bunch of other things. But so I'll just tell the story. So I was about to start working at Kubota. right? So I did the application and everything. Well, I went to my first day of like the orientation, right? So
Sure.
couldn't have our phones, nothing. Um, and he had went to the doctor, and it was, I believe it was his heart doctor, and he was fine and everything. My grandpa took him. He he gets down there, and during his appointment, they start doing tests and stuff like they normally would, and then they're like, you need to go to the hospital. He's like, okay, well, I'll just drive down there after. They're like, no, um, you need to go by ambulance. And he was fine, and that was probably like a few days before um, my first day of orientation at
Yeah.
Kubota. And so get to orientation day, go through it. I check in at lunch with my mom, and everything was okay. She didn't tell me much. Get to the end of the day, and I believe it was a Wednesday, yeah, because I was going to go to church, and um, I call her. I'm like, hey, how's everything going? I'm going to go to church tonight. And she's like, no, you should probably just come on down here. And I was like, okay, what's going on? She's like, I'll just talk to you when you get down here. I get off the phone. I know something's up.
Yeah. Right.
And I get down there, and he had like just totally changed. Right. And it turns out they found out that he had cirrhosis of the liver.
Hmm.
And which I still don't understand why. I mean, like, he wasn't a drinker at all.
Yeah, it has
So,
nothing. It can literally have nothing to do with that.
yeah.
I don't want to interrupt you, but my
Oh,
mom
you're good.
has cirrhosis of the liver. She hasn't been a drinker a day in her life. It has nothing.
Yeah.
It can have literally nothing to do with that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And they couldn't really, if I remember correctly, I don't think they could really determine how far along it was or how bad it was because of him doing the dialysis and everything. And then, so, I mean, there's nothing they could do.
Yeah.
It could be, they said, a few weeks, days, months, they just didn't know. And so I wound up, um, basically what happened with the job is, I told them what was going on, and they were very um, understanding and everything. And so they put it on hold. They just say, worry about your dad, and then you can have your start date later. Well, he was like in the hospital for a week, and it just got worse and worse. And then basically in a week's time, he was okay to passing away in like a week. Which that was really, it was really tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the later, probably that year is like the last year, I took him to a lot of his doctor's appointments. With me working second shift,
Yeah.
I was able to take him, and we had a good relationship, but there was times where we would get mad at each other and stuff. And looking back now, like, it would just be over simple things. And I'll be like, "Why are you getting mad at me?" or stuff like that. But it turns out it was just because, he was just on all this different medicine and stuff. And so, like, I look back now, and like, I'm just like, man, I just wish I could have another, um, just another day with him, just to, apologize, and we ended on a good note.
Yeah.
Um, it's not like we were ever like super angry at each other, or I hate you, blah blah blah. But like, there was just times like when I was in school and stuff, I would just get mad at him, and he would get mad at me, and we'd yell at each other, and, but
Yeah, I can relate to that. Sure, with my dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a week. He went from being okay to, not being able to talk, and was just kind of spaced out, and then he passed away.
Yeah.
But that was in January of 2019. So I'm glad that he, I'm not trying to make this sound, bad at all, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but like I feel like if he would have still been alive during COVID, that probably would have took him.
Got you. Yeah.
But to this day, I miss him every day.
Sure.
And if you play a song, it has something to do with dads, you'll probably see me crying.
Sure.
For real crying. I know Wade's in here. But I know for a fact that he's in heaven having a great time, because I've had a few dreams since he's passed away.
Okay.
The one dream that I remember, it probably happened in probably like a year or so, and I struggled, dude. Like I would drink a lot, just because I felt like a lot was changing for me, and I just needed my dad. But so went to bed one night, and I was pulling down the driveway, and it was just like I was coming home from work. Like it was just like I was when I was working the electrician job, and I remember I pulled down the driveway, and I pulled around the house, and I see my grandpa's golf cart that we always, ride still to this day, and my dad's sitting on the golf cart, and I get out of my truck, and I just gave him a big hug, and it's like I couldn't say anything to him. Sorry.
No, dude, let it go.
But he just kept telling me that he's all right. Don't worry. Hey, he's in a better place. And I couldn't say anything to him. That's probably the best dream I've had. And then I had another dream. I was in church one Sunday, and I was just it was like after service. I remember I was talking to one of my friends, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, I get a tap on my shoulder. It's my dad. He just gives me a hug. He just says, "I love you. I'm still doing good. There ain't no need to worry." And that was probably, I don't know, probably a couple months after that dream. And I wish I could have another dream like that. But sorry about that. But
Don't apologize, dude. I feel the same way. Yeah.
Smitty, I've had the same type of dreams.
And it's crazy how God works with that, because I was at some low points, and you go to sleep one night, and then all of a sudden, there's your dad, and he was telling you, don't worry, everything's all right. There's no need to worry. Um, but yeah, so I had it rough for um going into COVID. You know, the good old COVID year.
Yeah.
Um, so um, I know COVID's a iffy topic, right?
Mhm.
You mean divisive, but yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, so I guess so. I'll go back into my work and everything. So I wound up going back to Kubota, but I was just in too bad of a mental state. Um, and I just wound up just quitting just because I couldn't. And I mean, I was so bad. I had being very um transparent. I didn't know I was gonna go this deep, but might as well keep going. But like I was in such a bad state one day. Um, I was supposed to go to work, and I called and I just told them I needed another day, and I was just so depressed. And we had one of the pastors and then one of the youth pastor at the church, who I was one of the like youth leaders, and always helped with the youth, and they had to come and talk with me, and um, they helped me get out of a really rough day where I just kind of wanted to end it all, truly. Um, but I wound up quitting that because a recycling plant was hiring that was just down the road from where I lived, and I would be able to work, normal, 8 to 4. It was. So I worked there for a few months, and I loved it. It was great people. But then my cousin called with a job opportunity to have an office, like an office working job. And I worked there for about until probably, I don't know, 20 or 2020, I guess. I don't know. I was there about a year, probably not 2 years. Um, and then COVID happened. Um, and everybody, went to work from home. And then I uh, I started to not like it because I was getting some very bad training. The guy who was training me actually wound up getting fired. So I had no clue what I was doing.
what?
Yeah. So the manager at the time was training me, and he was working with AutoCAD, and it was laying out um, where the wire would need to go for running like internet lines and stuff for Verizon.
Okay.
It was a really good job, and I thought I was doing it right, but turns out I was doing everything wrong. Had no good training. Turns out that manager got fired, and then I started getting good training. Well, I was finally getting everything, and then one day, a lot of people were still working from home. They had the office like at half capacity,
Hmm.
and I was back in the office where I could get help to learn to do the job the right way. And there was a lot of people in there. I was like, why is a lot of people back today? Well, turns out they let go of like half the company because of COVID.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, what in the world? And so God was working um, because I was already kind of fed up. And before I started getting the new training, I had put in a job application where my buddy was working. it's the job I'm still at today. Well, it turns out, everybody, took all the government money with going on,
Right.
all that stuff. Well, like 2 days later, after I got let go, I get a phone call like, "Hey, when can you come in for an interview?" Right. So I went like 2 weeks doing the whole interview process, and then I got hired.
Hey, let's go.
So I've been there since July 5th. It'll be 3 years, July 5th.
That's awesome.
But I almost died right after that job when I first started there at the job I am today.
Wait, hold on. You died on the job?
Almost.
Or
I almost died. So I was there my first week, right? Everything was good.
okay.
And at that Friday, at the end of my first week, I was starting to not feel good. And somebody had COVID, right? So they came in there, sprayed the place down, and I just smelled like chemicals. So I was like, okay, I'm having some kind of reaction. Well, I get a fever over the weekend, and I'm feeling like crap. And I go to work for a few days, and then it's to the point where like I just couldn't like drive, anything like that. And my mom was like, okay, I'm going to take you to the doctor. Well, turns out I had like close to 104 degree temp. And they were like, oh yeah, you have COVID. I'm like, what the world? So I'll go back home. And for like a day, and I got like 10 times worse.
Yeah.
And then mom had took me to the emergency room, and then I was in the hospital and the ICU for a week. And they called my mom, if I remember correctly, because dude, I only remember like not even half the things that went on at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I got into an argument with one of the nurses about Star Wars.
That actually does kind of have.
And
Yeah.
apparently, I think I wanted to fight the guy, and the guy was just saying this to like distract me, where they could get me onto like another bed and something. But yeah, it was really bad. I didn't have to go on a ventilator, but then they told me, or they told my mom on the phone, they're like, yeah, tonight basically determines if he goes on a ventilator or not, and if he goes on a vent, it doesn't look good.
That was literally the kiss of death for most people. So
yeah, and so my mom was a tough lady.
Yeah.
From losing her husband to almost losing me, the perfect child, out of 3.
Sure, why not? Yeah.
Yeah, and that made me a little bit skinnier. But then I gained it all back, and all was good, and went back to work a couple months later, and but I'm here today.
Amen. That's
Yeah,
and
buddy.
we are so happy that you are here. And so to move us off of the tough questions, what got you to find the C2C community and Chris?
I think I was just scrolling through TikTok
Okay.
one night, and I'm like, huh, this guy seems pretty cool. And I'm like, I like what he's doing. So I downloaded Twitch, and I'm like, okay. And that's how
you didn't even have Twitch before that.
I think I had it like once, like when it first.
But you weren't like an avid watcher of that.
No,
okay.
Like, dude, if you tell me like some of those like emotes and stuff that you can have, and like it's like Pog and W something, like, I had no idea.
We'll leave it. We'll leave it at that. But yeah.
That I'm an idiot, or the chat.
Because
I said I'm an idiot, and he's
I'm good with both, to be
Wow.
honest. But yeah.
Okay. There it is. There it is. Wow. Rude.
And then since we've gotten to know you and love you,
Appreciate it.
you know, you've been a great friend, valuable member of the community in all sorts of ways. But we want to get to know some crazier things about you.
Hit me with it.
Have you ever eaten a worm?
Why would you ask me that?
Have you?
None of this was brought up.
Have you ever eaten a worm before?
Dude. I think I licked one when I was a kid.
What? Okay. On your own volition, or someone dared you, or?
No, it was on my own. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was at my Mimi and Papa's house.
You just thought that worm is fish like it. Like a big fish.
Don't forget the worm. Never, never, never.
Never, never, never.
Have I ate one? Like a sour gummy worm, yeah. Tons of those,
Okay.
but not a
Alan, can you be keeping an eye on what people are saying in the chat?
All right.
Thank you. How old were you when you learned to ride a bike? / can you ride a bike?
Oh yeah, I could ride a bike. I mean, now I'm a big guy, so probably can't balance so well. I don't know. I was little, you know. I went through the training wheels and then bada bing, bada boom. You know,
No idea what age though.
probably 7, 6.
Okay. All right, it's not bad. Not bad at all.
Ray's got a question.
Yeah, go ahead, read it.
What is your favorite day of the week, Smitty?
Oh, okay. So that's a 2-parter. In the fall, Saturdays, right?
Why?
And then, because I'm a big college football fan. Go Dogs, baby.
Well, okay, that's what I needed to know. But yeah.
And then, you know, if it's not the fall, then it's Friday. Because it's payday, and you know it's time for the weekend.
There you go. Do you like mayo or Miracle Whip?
Mayo.
Okay.
Put it on a sandwich. Put it on a hot dog.
How about French fries?
I'll mix it with ketchup,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
but not by itself. No.
Yeah. No, I want it with ketchup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another question. What's your favorite memory in the community?
Good question.
When I had my VIP,
Wow.
I was on top of the world.
Wow. You could have said so many things.
I was on top of the world, and then we won't talk about that, Chris.
No, I accidentally got you deleted as well. So it was
Oh yeah, that's probably that's like the worst memory for sure. Coming there one night, everybody's talking it up, and then all of a sudden,
I knew that you could
yeah,
handle
Smitty's the
not
VIP.
having your VIP. I gave mine up too.
Sure.
Wow.
Sure.
Do you have any bad habits?
Bad habit.
It's a good one.
Oh, dude, when I get nervous, fingernails are gone.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. Like when it was like national championship game, the first year the Georgia won, not this last one.
You just gnaw away at your fingernails.
Dude, one time I accidentally clipped it a little too much, and man, I couldn't find the clippers, and it ripped and blood, and oh, it's horrible.
Yeah. Got another one, Al?
Do you wash your feet in the shower?
I mean, I'll
That's
put
a
some
hot
up
no.
there.
Don't lie. You're
Nope, down there.
not doing that. You just put some stuff and just rub your feet together at best.
Like I'll put like one foot on the top of the other and just scrub.
Right. No, I do the same.
But am I leaning all the way down there? Nah.
Heck
Now
no.
they're gonna be in socks anyways. We're wearing my Crocs. So
That's right. I agree. Yeah. When you were growing up, what did you guys have with dinner or to drink?
so sweet tea or water. And then my mom was like a psychopath, so she would drink unsweet tea.
Really? That's interesting.
Which I will drink
For
unsweet tea,
shame.
but you got to put a lot of lemon in it.
Okay.
And then you Cokes or Mountain Dews, but mom's like, it's too much sugar.
Have you ever seen your parents get in a fight?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not like a physical fight, but like a verbal. Oh yeah.
Verbal? Can you give
Oh,
us
yeah.
a circumstance?
Oh, they would get mad for like choosing where to go eat.
Oh no, I don't mean with each other. I mean with like a stranger.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, dude. Like, so my dad, I didn't go with him. Right, I was a kid. I was like elementary school. But girl drama with my sister
Oh,
and
okay.
some girls at school. Well, apparently it got so bad, like my dad went and talked with her dad, but my dad brought my uncle, and I'm pretty sure they took guns and stuff like that. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they took stuff. Everything turned out fine, but like,
Everyone's alive. So,
oh
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Nobody.
Good.
How much pizza can you eat in one sitting? I can eat a large and 2 slices.
I mean, I had a whole pizza to myself last night.
No problem.
Oh no. But see,
Until
like today for lunch,
this morning.
I had one slice.
Okay. I got you.
I mean,
Yeah.
What
I
toppings were on it?
There you go. What were the
What?
toppings last night?
It was
Did you have any like?
supreme pizza, so everything.
Ooh.
But the best go-to pizza is meatballs and pineapple.
I'm about to replace my main co-host with Alan. That's crazy.
What's
Actually,
wrong with pineapple?
I'm sorry.
meatball and pineapple.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's you get a little bit of Italian seasoning
Just
from the
wanna let you
Okay,
know,
meatball.
Wade asked that
how
question.
about in your town? Was there a local, like, what was the go-to spot in your town to get pizza?
So we had like Domino's growing up, but like the place to go was probably Johnny's New York style pizza.
Okay, that's a pretty good name. Yeah, I'll take that one.
It was good,
Wade,
but I didn't get pizza though. I got a calzone every time.
Wade says pineapple does for sure go on pizza.
Well, Wade's an idiot.
No, that's why I mean we are buddies.
Okay, so when you went and you got the stromboli, what was in it?
Calzone, first of all, not Stromboli.
Calzone, sorry. And honestly, you have to tell me the difference now. I know the difference. You have to tell me the difference.
Okay, so the calzone has ricotta, right? And the Stromboli don't.
I
And
thought
then the shaping's
it was based on sauce being in or not in it. I thought a
not
stromboli would have marinara in it, and a calzone does not have marinara in it.
The way that they did it at Johnny's was.
I could be wrong. That's just what I thought.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's a calzone has ricotta cheese and then a Stromboli don't.
Okay, we'll go off of that. But yeah, because I'm not.
We'll figure it out one day here on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm. But what was in it? Meatballs and pineapple.
Really? You're consistent across the board.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I have a question,
I'll do other topics.
Smitty.
Yeah.
What's the craziest story you have from the pool room?
um, so I was working up there on Thursdays and Tuesdays, right? Well, they had Tuesday night, I believe it was SmackDown, right? Wrestling. And we would have it on all the TVs. Well, there's no alcohol there, right? And I was underage and everything. So let's say there was a party going on in the back. And they tried to get me to get drunk with the owner and everything. And they were having a good time. Like, stuff was going on in the back that, little kids shouldn't see. Nobody should see unless you're with your partner. Type stuff.
Yeah.
While I was up there flipping hamburgers. So that's probably the craziest. I've seen some like fights in the parking lots and stuff. And then I've been a part of the good old siren after Chase won.
There you
I would
go.
work Sundays.
Skydiving or scuba diving for you, Smitty? And this is from Ray.
I hate planes. And I don't really like being in the ocean, like super deep. But probably scuba diving. Because I want to fight a shark.
Okay.
Like a one-on-one combat style.
A good one. What does vagabond mean?
That's on a Christian song, I know. Don't you put me out on there.
I'm just messing with you.
Dude, I know.
No. It's fine. Did your parents ever leave you anywhere on accident?
I mean, they would leave me at my grandparents.
That was on purpose.
They did that on purpose. I think there was a time they like almost left me. I don't think they actually left me anywhere on purpose.
Okay. I know this from today's chat, but what do you think of ranch dressing?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Had it with my pizza last night.
But blue cheese, no. Just a hot no.
So there's a local place here that Wade knows. It's called Roosters, right? That's where got really good wings, but they have really good homemade blue cheese. Every time I go there, I get a appetizer of their carrot sticks, and they're always super cold. And the way they cut them is they're like long rectangle pieces.
Yeah.
Dip in blue cheese every time.
Yeah, I agree. I am really particular about my blue cheese because I would say I do like it more than ranch, but only about 15% of blue cheese is the one that I desire. Mm-hmm. So it has to be the best of the best. Otherwise, I'll take ranch.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll eat it with like my wings too, but that's like the only time I eat blue cheese is if I get it from there. Gotcha. Everywhere else, I just go kick rocks.
Yeah. Gotcha.
This question is coming from Ray. Were you afraid of anything when you were little?
What if you were afraid of anything?
So, dude, I remember so there's an old country song, and it said, if you're going through hell,
keep on going.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that song made me terrified.
What? I would think that would be encouraging.
It made me terrified of hell and everything.
Oh, okay.
So every time that song would come on, I'd be like, "No, please turn it."
That's actually kind of funny, to be honest.
So that I don't like snakes. Even though if you need me to, I can handle them for your church service. That's another story, though.
Are you part of the Westboro Baptist Church that we don't know of here, Smitty?
Maybe. That could be on a part 2. Okay.
All right. Smitty's a snake handler.
There was something else, dude, that terrified me as a kid. Like, I didn't really like the dark too much. I had a night light, and then, like, if I ever had to go down to the basement, I had the light on, and I would just, like, run down there.
How about now? If you're in the dark, you good with it?
Oh, yeah, dude. If I'm in the dark, I'm asleep.
But, like, if you had to leave the room, go downstairs, like, 3 levels, are you flipping lights on, or are you good with walking down the stairs?
I'm only turning the lights on because I would probably fall down the steps.
Okay.
But I'm okay with it now.
I got a weird story to go with that at some point when you surprised me with a guest.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I said when you surprised me with a guest host is what I meant, but yeah.
Okay.
Smitty, what's your favorite ice cream? And then cone or cup? This is coming from Ray.
I do like a good cup of ice cream, but I love a good cone.
Really? You'd rather have a cone?
Yeah, because you can eat it.
What do you think you're doing with the cup?
I'm not eating the cup. I'm just eating the ice cream in the cup. But I can eat the cone once I take the wrapper off.
All right, like, so let's go one step back then. What kind of cone do you want?
Just the classic, like a little round, like goes up and then not a waffle.
You don't want a waffle cone?
It's overrated. Look, man, I grew up. There is a Dairy Queen like 2 minutes up the road.
But Dairy Queen is super expensive.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Not for like a vanilla cone.
If you're comparing it,
it's like $1.
Okay, if you're just getting a plain vanilla cone, but if you get a Blizzard, that crap is like $5.
But it's worth it.
I'd rather just go to sleep.
No.
Or you know what I would rather do? I'd rather go to the grocery store and get a pint of, or get a half gallon of ice cream for like $3.
No. But going back to the
I don't really like ice cream, to be honest.
You know, I like cookies and cream. I like chocolate extreme. But my favorite, vanilla.
Respectable.
Mm-hmm. I'm a basic guy.
What's the longest dating relationship you've ever had?
It was a horrible one too. Probably like close to a year.
How old were you during it?
I was sophomore.
Okay.
Junior, sophomore, one of the two.
Okay.
Dude, was bad. Like, man.
She
got mad at me. We were on a church trip, man. And she's like, why won't you hold my hand? Jesus.
Wait. Why didn't you hold her hand?
We were doing missionary work in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
For the winter break. And I forgot that part of the story.
Well, now we have to know it, so.
Nah, she was just jealous of another girl, and which there was nothing going on between us, but
Sure.
But yeah, it ended bad. Like, she gave me a Christmas present and everything, and then I broke up with her, and then I returned her gift.
Sure. Yeah, I would do the same thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alan, you got one from the chat?
This is coming from Ray. What is your most embarrassing school memory?
So I got blamed for giving a kid a concussion after the like the end of the year test, right? Or it's like right before Christmas break. And yeah, we were doing like trust falls, and one of the guys got on like the table that was outside, and I was trying to like catch the guy, but one of the guys pushed him off, and from the angle, the teacher thought that I pushed the kid down, and the kid hit his head like on the side of the like wood and knocked him out and gave him a concussion. But I got cleared of it. The principal called me in there. He's like, I know you didn't do it, but he said, just to make the parents feel good and everything, would you be okay with doing like a half day of ISS? I was like, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, knowing you, that's not something you would do. You know what's really funny is even as we get older as adults, a majority of us, like our morals, like, yeah, does it change like when we get to know Jesus more? Absolutely. But I wouldn't have done anything crazy in high school to hurt anyone. My conscience wouldn't have let me do that. And I think that a lot of us are probably pretty similar. I couldn't do that.
I didn't get into a fight. I did do one thing in high school, though. I kind of choke slammed a kid into one of the football locker rooms, like the locker.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying I haven't done dumb stuff, but like overall, like what I mean is like I like an innocent person. I'm not gonna hurt. I couldn't do.
Oh
that.
Yeah. Maybe you, but that's it.
Smitty, I got a question. Toxic. This is from Garrett. You have any Chris stories like today?
Stories. I mean, like just playing ranked with him. He's a very bossy guy. You know, if you're not doing something, he's gonna yell at you.
Alan knows that very well. Bossy, he's competitive is a better another way to say it. Yeah,
competitive.
I got him a like birthday gift or something last year or something, and I've never seen him wear it. But not nothing. Chris is a good guy.
Yeah.
Even though
we love Chris here.
What?
We love Chris here.
For sure. Yeah. Any relatives ever see a UFO?
No. I thought I saw one time. But I was a little tipsy.
Okay.
So I think I was more like, what?
Yeah.
But it's really just me moving too fast.
Alan, you got another one before I rattle through some? We're starting to get late here at night, so.
Yeah. I mean, Garrett was asking like a story about like the gay guy giving him a back massage or something like that. Any like story like that, Smitty, in your life that you could like attest to?
Yeah, I actually do.
Oh,
so I used to work with a guy who was gay, and this was right when
I know the story.
It was right when the last season of Game of Thrones was out. Right, never had watched it, and they would talk about it, every Monday, and I was like, where are y'all talking about? And they finally tell me it's Game of Thrones and everything. And I'm like, yeah, I've never seen it. And the guy goes, you've never seen it? And I said, no. He's like, how about I give you my HBO login and you can watch it. And I'm like, sure. Yeah. And he looks at me and he goes, don't worry. Or can I say the next part?
I'm not doing the same joke, so just say the next part.
He's like, don't worry. I'm only into black guys. So you're good.
And then Smitty said, I identify as a black guy.
No, I did not. Oh, my goodness. I knew you would say it. Oh, my goodness.
It's just a joke. It's just a joke.
But yeah, so I thought he was hitting on me, but it just turns out he was actually just trying to give me his HBO.
Yeah.
So,
sorry, guys.
he did buy me a
believe
drink.
in Bigfoot.
Wait. He bought you a drink one time.
Yeah, forget about this. He did buy me as like some kind of like Mexican juice type drink. He got like a local Mexican restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
He had one every day, and I was like, "What are you drinking?" He's like, "I'll bring you one tomorrow." So he did buy me one of them. He's a nice guy. But that's about it.
Okay. There you go.
Do you believe in Bigfoot, Smitty? This is coming from
Bigfoot. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Are you kin to him in any way?
Am I kin to him?
Yeah.
What was that mean?
That came from Alan, not from Ray.
That did come from me.
The kin part
What does
came
that mean,
from you.
Alan? What?
What?
Yes, I believe in him.
All right.
I think I've seen him twice. At my grandpa's old house that he grew up on.
Was he just a guy with long hair that was shy of the camera?
No.
Okay.
Big old guy.
Okay. Most expensive restaurant you've ever eaten at?
Well, I'm not really that fancy. I had a pretty fancy restaurant. It was like a work-related event.
Okay.
So, I didn't pay for it, but it was a pretty good bill.
Do you have a standard like tip that you leave at a restaurant?
I try to do like 20%, but dude, if you're just rude, like I don't care.
Yeah. No.
I'll give you maybe like 5 cents.
Okay.
I'm just kidding about that.
Yeah.
I'll give more than that.
Last date you've been on?
Last date?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a while, man. It's been a hot minute. Don't
answer it. I got another question.
2 years ago.
I have a better question.
Sure.
Why won't you text the girl down the street? That came from chat.
Did not. Did not. Oh, dude, I'm too open to you.
There's a close question to that in chat.
Because I'm still trying to pick.
It's fine. Don't answer. Has your mom ever slapped you?
Yeah.
Reason?
Just an idiot sometimes.
I see it. What's the last book you read?
Book. Like I read my Bible, but like besides that,
yeah,
I'm really much of a reader. The last book that I read, probably cover to cover, Aragon.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good.
That was a book.
What's your perfect day of food?
Oh, okay. So you're going to wake up. You're going to have either Waffle House or my Mimi's homemade biscuits with gravy and some crispy bacon and sausage and eggs with cheese.
I want to be there so far.
Lunch. Probably would have to go with like some chicken fajitas
That's a good one.
with a side order of sour cream, big sour cream guy.
Same. 100% same.
And gotta have a thing of queso.
Same. I want guac too, but.
And then sometimes if I'm feeling extra spicy, I'll order a quesadilla as well. And then I'll open the quesadilla and put in the fajita stuff.
Yo, I'm not judging you at all. I'm 100%. You and I are right now having the greatest breakfast and lunch of all time. So give me dinner. Because I'm here for it right now.
Give me a baked potato loaded.
Okay.
And, dude, any type of steak, medium or medium rare. I'll do like in between those two. I'm great with.
Sure.
And then I want either Red Lobster's biscuits.
Ooh, Cheddar Bay biscuits, bro. Oh my gosh.
Or Texas Roadhouse's rolls
with the cinnamon butter.
Cinnamon butter, yeah.
And
then I also would like some coconut shrimp with that, and some crab legs.
Yeah.
Or lobster.
You and I are gonna get super fat together at some point in time.
And then to make it feel a little bit better, I'll take a
no comments
salad.
in chat about us eventually getting super fat either. But
yeah. Don't forget the Caesar salad though. And then I'm going to
Caesar salad is slaps.
Yep. And then I'm going to end it with a piece of cheesecake and a cup, not a bowl, but a cup full of banana pudding.
Yeah, Smitty, you and I are about to Netflix and watch afterwards. So
say less. Sure. Hey,
don't forget the bed. Yo, that was a great answer.
Half sweet tea, half lemonade, all day long. Good old Arnold Palmer.
Alan, you got a question for him?
No.
Okay.
I'm wondering if why does he put half sweet tea and half lemonade?
Because that is the best combo drink there is.
Alan,
I had to disagree.
Hands down, that is my go-to drink.
I'd just say sweet tea. And
if you don't have any lemonade, you're going to give me a lot of lemon.
Okay.
Alan, keep reading the chat as I go, so we're not missing something crazy.
All right, so Ray asked this: grape jelly, strawberry, or any other flavor?
It's a good question.
My Mimi's homemade either strawberry or peach freezer jam.
Okay. We talked about freezer jam in the first episode. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Alan, you got one?
We don't have. If that's not an option, like if I'm out somewhere for a breakfast or something, it's grape.
Yeah, Welch's grape just kind of hits. To be honest,
it's different.
Favorite snack for watching TV?
Either sour Skittles or popcorn. Love some good popcorn.
There you
go. Bray asked this: what food do you refuse to eat?
Good one.
That's tough. I like a lot of things. I was going to say Brussels sprouts, but I had some the other day that were great.
The Brussels sprouts are really dependent on how they get cooked. Yeah.
I would have to say a pork chop.
Really? I
don't like pork chops.
Dude, I'll make you a pork chop that would blow your pants off. But
hey, I wouldn't need
do that.
You know what? I wouldn't need to
forget that I said that. At this point, you were wearing 2 pairs of pants. That's what happened.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Sure. What?
What?
I had an extra pair of pants for you afterwards. I don't know.
What?
Okay. Do you brush your teeth in the shower?
No.
You pee in the shower?
Yes.
You ever pooped in the shower?
I have before. Yes.
Out of necessity or just because you wanted to?
You know, when Crone says, "Hey, coming in hot."
Okay. Will you wear pajamas in public?
Oh yeah.
Do you still have a stuffed animal you sleep with?
No. Mm-mm.
How many pillows are on the bed that you use?
Five?
You use 5 every night?
Yeah. So it's like you got one here, one here.
On legs
And-
or what? Or on the arms? Give me.
Like my head.
Oh,
my head.
you have 2 on either side of your
So,
head?
Yeah. So
Your head
right, so
isn't
you got
that big.
Here,
Okay.
here. Okay, sure.
I
Funny-
was giving you
funny
a
guy.
compliment.
Funny
not-
guy. Okay. So here, right? And then I have a pillow that's a little bit further back that's in the middle, right? And then I got
In the
two that
middle
sit on
of
top
where? In the middle of where?
of the 2 pillows.
So still at your head.
Yeah, so it's like
So you have 3
Pillow,
pillows at your
pillow.
head, but not stacked.
pillow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Keep going.
Great sleep.
But you've only said 3. Give me the other 2.
No, I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So all 5 are underneath your head.
Yeah, 3 of them's kind of like a flatter.
So you don't. So you don't like
It's-
snuggle one, put one between your legs, like.
So I used to have like a body pillow that we would snuggle every night.
She left you too.
Yes.
Ow.
she got tired of me. And she's
He
like,
was
"I'm
like,
too
you know
wore
what?
out.
I met a
I'm
guy.
too wore out."
I met a guy from Alabama that treats me right.
I'm out of here.
He washes me way more than you would. Sorry. From one. Wait. Before I forget, one from Smitty's book. Do you ever poop yourself or pee yourself in public?
They have, like, besides maybe being like a kid, like I've never peed myself. I don't think, besides being like little, but poop. Oh yeah.
And wait till you get to ask me that question.
Do you want a story?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take at football practice.
Oh, I peed myself so many times in my football uniform, if that's what we're talking about.
But I got hit hard
Oh.
at a game.
Even still, we always peed ourselves because there's no bathroom.
Yeah, sure.
I had to have done it 50 times.
I most recently, probably a year and a half ago, the plumbing was out at work, and I had to go, and I couldn't make it. Couldn't make it to the other building.
So you
and
peed
so
your
I,
pants or
pooped.
pooped your pants? So that okay.
I went home. I didn't come back for 2 days.
But okay, so how did you get home?
So I went to the bathroom, even though toilet was out.
Yeah, you cleaned yourself up as good as
I
you
got
could.
a bag. Put them in there.
Underpants are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My pants were okay because I kind of like caught it. So my pants were fine. I just
My story is
washed
way worse than yours, but keep going.
Yeah. No, I did it at the hospital one time in front of 2 cute nurses.
Were you like, what was that? Were you like peacocking?
Peacocking.
Yeah. So like when a male peacock was like trying to show off, he like really throws his plumes out there.
No,
Is that what you were doing?
It was when I was in
You're
the
like,
ICU.
listen, look how much I can crap myself.
No, it was when I was in the ICU, okay, and I was on the uphill, battle, and hooked up to IVs and stuff. I had to go, and I pressed the button. The nurses didn't get there, and I was like walking, pooping, and all I had on was the gown.
Yeah, well, that is embarrassing. I feel bad for you for that one, but go ahead, Alan.
I couldn't help it.
So Garrett asked this one: sweet or savory?
Oh, both. It's a great combo to have.
I'm 100% savory.
Then Ray asked this: favorite Disney movie or cartoon movie in general?
Favorite Disney movie, The Lion King. Favorite cartoon movie in general, probably Lion King. Big Lion King guy.
Good. Do you still have a special blanket or stuffed animal that you sleep with?
No.
Okay. Have you or a family member ever falsely reported a birthday to get a free dessert at a restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do it.
How long will you wear a pair of jeans for between washing?
Week.
Okay. Alan, you got any more from the chat?
Ray asked, but have you seen Lion King 1.5?
Yeah. I've seen that 1 and 2. Lion King 1.5 is the best. It's got Timon and Pumbaa. I'm Timon.
I would say, do you identify with one of those characters?
Okay.
You just said you identified with Timon. I'll be Pumbaa for you. It's fine.
Okay.
You got offensive immediately before it was even.
Yeah, because I knew what you were going to say.
No, I didn't say it. Oh my gosh, dude, you got a complex.
Sure.
You're a specimen of a man that should be sending a text to a girl on the street. Alan, you got another question?
No, I don't have any other questions right now.
All right, perfect. Then I got the last question of the night. And I would like to invite everyone in chat to applaud Smitty for being here when he had no idea that he was going to be the guest for the night. And also to applaud Alan for jumping in at the last minute to be the co-host in order for us to honor the CEO of Supper with the Squad, the main host, Smitty. He is absolutely fantastic. He has been great tonight. Certainly couldn't ask any more of him. And obviously, Smitty and I will be answering plenty of more questions in the future. But again, thank you, Smitty, so much for being willing to do this on the whim. You know how much we love you. You are such a valuable member of the community. When you jump in Discord, we all want to be there. You're great. But with that, dude, you know for a fact I have one more question for you.
Oh yeah, hit me with it.
Do you call it dinner or do you call it supper?
I call it dinner.
Hey, there you go.
Give us kidding. Supper.
Oh, it's thrown off. Supper there we go. It is supper for Smitty. Give us one more round of applause in the chat. And again, thank you, Smitty. Thank you guys for everyone that has been here, everyone that will watch it on YouTube. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Yes, and hopefully lots more members of the community will be able to see this. And thank you again, buddy. You know how much we love you. So. And with that, we are going to sign off. Again, thank you, Alan. So, love y'all.